action without vision is merely passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming, but vision with action can change the world. These wise words by the legendary Nelson Mandela describe what might be needed to solve the development problems of today's complex world. In 2015, global leaders pledged to a vision of a just and inclusive world in which the needs of the most vulnerable are met. This universal call to action is known as Agenda 2030, in which 17 Sustainable Development Goals were identified to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. With 2030 steadily approaching, it's time that this vision is met with action. No one can be left behind. Those often working closely with the furthest left behind are known as civil society organizations, or CSOs for short. CSOs are all organizations that are distinct from government or business that aim to pursue shared interests in the public domain. You can think of community-based organizations, women's rights groups, labor unions, independent research institutes, and the not-for-profit media. CSOs play many roles, including service delivery like healthcare or education, humanitarian aid, research and policy development, and pursuing accountability from governments and other stakeholders. All these roles can significantly contribute to the realization of the SDGs, but also to monitoring their progress. Because of all this, it is clear that CSOs must be able to meaningfully and effectively engage in development processes. Over the last decade, international commitments have therefore been made so that CSO contributions to development can reach their full potential. For example, governments made the commitment to provide an environment that is supportive of CSOs. This is known as the CSO enabling environment, and it refers to an environment that supports the establishment and operation of CSOs and their engagement in development processes. It's a broad concept that includes the political, financial, legal, and policy context that affects how CSOs can carry out their work. At the same time, CSOs themselves committed to enhance their own effectiveness, transparency, and accountability in order to effectively engage in development. This is known as the commitment to CSO development effectiveness. The commitments on the CSO enabling environment and CSO development effectiveness are of fundamental importance for the SDGs. They are prerequisites for CSOs to be able to play their role as both implementers of the SDGs and watchdogs for accountability. CSOs are expected to contribute to implementing and monitoring the SDGs, both individually and as part of the multi-stakeholder partnerships called for under SDG 17. The existence of a vibrant civil society can in itself also be considered as one of the goals of SDG 16 on peaceful and inclusive societies. While the SDGs stipulate what results the international community has committed to, the effective development cooperation commitments speak to how this can be realized. Bringing these together will allow for the transformational change that is called for by the 2030 Agenda and Call to Action for Human Rights, in pursuit of a better world where human rights and well-being are equally enjoyed by all.